and gentlemen, and welcome to the CCN News Media On Point. And this evening, we're on point with legislation that is being proposed by State Rep. Deshaun Ford. And I've invited him to the show. I mean, I wasn't able to contact him directly, but I sent him the link to his cell phone, and I don't know if he's preoccupied or whatever, but I wanted to give him the opportunity to clarify for us what the bill that he's proposing really is. So I'm hoping that he calls in, but if not, I will go to YouTube and share with you what he said on another radio station. So welcome to the show, everybody. I'd like to take just a moment for each of you to introduce yourselves, give us the 1 minute elevator speech, as my husband would say, and then we'll go on with the program. So I'm Wanda Carter, host of the CCN News Media On Point. And so Roxy, please tell us who you are.
I'm Roxy Williams, Executive Director for Books Over Balls and President of Roxy's Restoration Center.
All right. And Deborah, how are you? You got to unmute yourself so you can introduce yourself, Deborah. And George, how are you? Unmute yourself. Tell us who you are.
How you doing? I'm George Owens of Global City Unity, President, and also Vice President of the Garfield Park Advisory Council, and I'm also with the Exodus Institute.
All right. All right. Now, Deborah, you're back. Can you tell us who you are, sweetie?
Deborah Smith. I'm with a whole lot of stuff.
She can't help herself. She with a lot of us.
The Female Solution, move around with Deborah, just focusing on travel.
Oh.
And getting folks out of their comfort zone into the travel zone.
Hey.
Yeah.
Or I don't see your image. Did you the screen is black. You did that on purpose. There we go. At least put something up there, girlie. So today we were going to talk about this legislation. Now, I did a show earlier, George and I, with an educator that was a previous. She's a retired special education educator, and she brought to our attention this proposed parent bullying bill. And I looked the bill up, and so I'm going to share with you all until I see that the state rep calls in and explains the bill himself. I saw his explanation of the bill on YouTube, so I'm going to play that for you all, and hopefully you'll understand a little more about what he's saying. Okay, this is another show that he was on, and he explained the bill because they challenged it.
He continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and tune in, iHeart, and on Odyssey. America First with Sebastian Gorka, today at 3, right before Sean Thompson at 4 on AM 560 The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. So we mentioned this legislation. Actually, Ted Dabrowski brought it up when we were talking to him last hour about all things Illinois policy related. The legislation that he mentioned, House Bill 29, would do the following. I'm reading from the synopsis posted on the Illinois General Assembly website. Creates the offense of parental bullying, provides that a parent or legal guardian of a minor commits parental bullying when he or she knowingly and with the intent to discipline, embarrass, or alter the behavior of the minor, transmits any verbal or visual message that the parent or legal guardian reasonably believes would coerce, intimidate, harass, or cause substantial emotional distress to the minor.
Isn't that partially what parenting is? Am I wrong?
Parental bullying when he or she knowingly, with the intent to discipline, embarrass, or alter the behavior.
Oh, so making my son made him wear a safety jacket.
Anything, you can't say anything critical to your child about your child.
Okay.
That would be my interpretation of it. LaShawn Ford heard us talking about it, and he wanted to clarify the intent of the legislation. So we're happy to give him his say on it. LaShawn Ford, state rep, West Side, joins us now. West Side of the city joins us now. LaShawn, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Dan and Amy. Yes, I think it's important to note that, first of all, this idea came from a constituent, and I support the idea fully. And I believe that parents should be able to discipline their children to the full extent of the law. And I believe what this bill is doing is saying that you cannot discipline your children and transmit it to social media. That has caused lots of problems for children's emotional growth. It's humiliating, and it's not appropriate to publicly shame a child on social media.
Well, give us an example.
Well, wait a second though. This doesn't say on social media. Transmits. Transmits any verbal or visual message. Transmits. Well, if I discipline my fictional kid in the public square, that's transmitting that verbal discipline in a context where others can hear it, and so that could have the same impact as posting it on a social media site.
Well, a transmit means that you're going to send it, and publicly doing it in the square is different than transmitting. What you have on display is on display, but when you transmit it to a network that will be with the child for the rest of their lives. And there are instances where young people have committed suicide as a result of their parents using social media to bully them.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, I could give you examples. There was a young girl, 10-year-old girl, that was her father cut her hair off, and she actually jumped from the building. I'll send you guys this information, and it is unfortunate that parents will go to the extremes and believe that this is the best way to discipline. You could discipline your children however you want in your home. And you could discipline your kids with social media bullying, but you need to understand that there are consequences when you do that to your child. They have to go to school the next day, and they have to deal with their...
Okay, hold on a second, Bob.
Okay, so did you guys see enough of that to come to your own conclusion about what the state rep is saying in his proposed bill? And how do you feel about it?
I don't know. I think the verbiage, I kind of understand what he's trying to say, but the verbiage in what was transpired to me just now was not clear, because in looking up in the dictionary, the word transmit, the first definition is to cause something to pass on from one place or person to another.
Right.
But that has nothing
Hey, Bob.
with the...
I'm looking at it on my phone. Came through on my phone.
The wire transmit, I guess that's what they're trying to refer to, social media. But now, social media, I don't know, that's a tricky thing. When I was disciplining my children, I might have done something that was out of the order. And like when went to the school and had that belt because it was out of order.
Right.
So now, because I go to the school and embarrass you and you do some harm to yourself, that doesn't weigh equal. If you did harm to yourself because I went up to the school to discipline you, then where is the line?
There's the penalty. Isn't that what we...
There is a different level of problem that's going on if something like that would have caused you to place harm on yourself. That's some attention. And that's like some people who want that attention and they try to harm themselves and they end up committing suicide. inadvertently, not really wanting to die, but they're just wanting that attention.
Right.
So I got stuck on the transmission part.
Yeah.
I haven't researched this. I haven't heard anything about this. But
Well, I looked the bill up and I'm gonna share it with you. But I just want
social media does, a lot of things you don't need to put out. In my perspective, you don't need to share.
okay.
But that's what they do. So circumstances cause and cause and effect. And some things are unfortunate. I was talking to my husband the other day, and I was raised up in a military family.
Okay.
And this stuff, the military, if your child was out of order, the parent got in trouble.
Uh-huh.
So they went to the parent.
Yeah.
The commanding officer always went to the parent. Your children are out of order. If you don't get them in order, then you're going to suffer some consequences.
Right. I got you.
Because that is part of parenting.
That's part of parenting.
Your child out at 12 years old and out in the street at 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
What's going on?
What
Were you at work and didn't know they slipped out?
Yeah.
Were you sleep? What's going on? Or did you knowingly know that they were out doing things that were not proper? That's part of parenting. Yeah, and I'm gonna get on my child. And they all grown. My baby 31 years old. And if he out of order, I'm gonna get on him.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's what
I'm gonna advise him. Right now, I'm advising them.
Yes, I got you. Okay, come on, y'all. I mean, talk to me about this bill that LaShawn has out here. Do you think it's an effective bill? Is this something you support? What about you, Roxy?
Well, I think, parenting for me, looking and listening to where they are right now, I'm totally disconnected. Social media didn't play a large part in my parenting. I didn't go to the school to discipline my child. And in this day and time, going up there might get you in jail. So you gotta wait to try to deal with the issues. But I'm like agreeing with my sister there. I mean, I get it, but part of it is just I'm not connecting with, because like she said, if there is mental illness or trauma or some deep rooted issue that would cause a kid to cause harm to himself, it has nothing to do with basic disciplines. That's beyond that.
Yes.
And he's mixing the two issues together, which I don't think that they belong in the same conversation. If you're a timid or skittish kind of child or mentally ill kind of child and you whoop them, that's one thing. My son was mentally ill. He knew what was coming. He got it, took it like a boy, and went and set his tail down and is a better person in character for it.
Yeah.
I didn't have jumping off the roof trying to kill himself, me or the dogs, So what we're dealing with right now, I mean, if that is the only example that Rep could give, then we're in more trouble than I think we realize, because our kids cannot be that mentally fragile.
Yeah.
We can't or confront them. And if they think that they have to go to the extreme to, like she said, try to get our attention or get attention, then social media might not be their best outlet.
That's true.
Okay. That is for parents. My son's 30 years old. I'm expecting grandkids, and I probably will be a grandparent in the same manner I was a parent. That kind of scares me.
Yeah. I got you. What say you, tax doctor? Oh, the tax doctor, what say you?
I was sitting here watching that.
What?
I gotta shake my head. All the shit we got going on in our community. This is what they're doing with their damn time.
What you trying to say?
This shit is crazy.
What?
I'm sorry.
Majoring in the minors. I agree with them.
Don't make no damn sense. We got migrants out the yang yang. We can't take care of our home base. And this is all Springfield can come up with?
They're going to monitor how you raise your children. Now, it's not enough.
Well, how about if they monitor cutting our taxes? That's what they should be doing. If they monitor cutting our taxes, we're going to have money for our children.
And we won't have to monitor them, right?
Absolutely.
They'll be cool.
This is crazy.
We won't have to modify their behaviors because they won't have any.
Thank
They
you.
got the resources they need. They won't have.
And basically, that's what all of this comes down to in our community. Resources.
Resources.
Look at what happened over the weekend. That black couple killed that woman at the ATM machine for what? Pennies?
Pennies.
Now they get ready to go to jail for a long time.
Yes. All over some change.
Goddamn pennies.
Change.
Yes.
That Chase, we can't now. For those of us who are over 50, we better not go try to get $20 out the ATM machine.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Dead today. That's crazy. And like you say, he's majoring in the minors. We got bigger issues in front of us.
Yes.
Even if they do tax dollars, heck, they giving it to the migrants. So we ain't gonna see it anyway.
Oh, George Owens, come on in here. I know you got something to say.
I don't even drink, and I need a shot of vodka.
Right. Well, I feel with that bill, he's LaShawn actually trying to skate around what he actually put in there and said, and I feel, it didn't say anything about the social media type of thing and transmitting to that level. It just sounded like if you were trying to discipline your child in certain ways, that it was taking rights away from the parents to be able to do that and giving the children more leverage to go after their parents just because they want to discipline them or embarrass them in public or take a strap to their butts.
That's right. That's what.
And I feel that that's kind of egging some of these kids on to feel like, they can do anything, and it gets them to be, they get to want to bully their parents more or less because they feel the government or something got their back. They got speed dial on DCFS on their phones because they know if you touch them or you do something that's going to harm them, or they feel like it didn't traumatize them, they could just go and report you, and the government's going to actually back them up on it.
That's
and
right.
they're making bills to actually cover that, where they can go and say, oh, well, in this bill, blah, 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 it states that you can't do this, so your child is within their right to bring up charges against you and things of that nature.
Look, here's the bill. You guys can see this, right?
Right.
Creates the offense of parenting, of parental bullying, provides that a parent or legal guardian of a minor commits parental bullying when he or she knowingly and with the intent to discipline, embarrass, or alter the behavior of a minor, transmits any verbal or visual message that the parent or legal guardian reasonably believes would coerce, intimidate, harass, or cause substantial emotional distress to the minor. And the minor didn't cause us distress. We be over there having hot flashes and headaches, trying to keep up.
Gonna make me go out here and call my children up and raise hell.
Yeah, and I'm just undone because again, we are very spiritual people and we follow the standards and structures of our religious beliefs and, not sparing this child, not sparing the rod, but correcting the child is part of some of our disciplines. We not dead. They ain't going to be dead because we had to jump on them. But this shift, what I call this shift to empower them,
Yes.
to empower them, to me goes against the whole structure of parenting.
Yes.
I didn't have no say so.
Yeah. Me.
So here's the deal. Here's a new caveat to this. What if there's a bill or an amendment to this where if the child embarrasses the parent, what is the repercussion then?
See?
What's going to happen? If this child is embarrassing me and shaming me because they out of order,
yeah,
then what?
That's a good.
And
where's that bill?
And then look at how ignorant this sounds. You go to a broken system like DCFS trying to fix a family problem. Please stop. Please stop.
Yeah. We got some issues, guys, and I don't know. Do we step in here, put something together, and send it to LaShawn or to the Congress and say, look, we don't agree with this. What about what you just said, Deborah? What happens when the child embarrasses us? When we
what happens?
Go ahead.
What happens when my child embarrasses LaShawn Ford? You know what I mean? Because there is no.
Right. No, you have to have discipline. I'm working with some children right now, and I'm telling you, it's not just me. It's me and two other people working with 25 young people from 15 to 24. And I'm telling you, they are so disrespectful. It's like you say, put your phones up, take your headphones off, and no eating while we're trying to communicate the training to you. And what do? They stop for 5 seconds. Soon as you turn your head, they bring that phone back out, put that headphone back on, and start eating all over again. I'm like, you know what? What?
Not only that.
These are paid
employees.
Learning
got a job to learn.
City council. Look at the city council. I try to stay away from a whole lot of stuff. It's my nap time right now. But look at what's going on in the city council of Chicago here lately. The combativeness, the disrespect, the unruly way that you're acting in an arena that there's no discipline. You just out there. You just raise his hand and not.
That's what they see. So that's
exactly that's what
they do. They see that.
They can't do better because they don't know better.
They may see it in the home, or they may see it in the hallway at the school. They may see it. And so they think that's the appropriate way to deal with things.
Well, look what happened in Maywood.
Doc
Rivers, when he was playing basketball at Proviso East, there was another young man at Proviso that was much better than Doc Rivers. He didn't get the opportunity like Doc because he was on drugs and beating up his mother.
Whoa, beat up his mother?
Beat up his mother, yes. And then you just saw the football player took his mother in Maywood.
Yeah, yes.
2 athletes coming from Maywood. One beat up the mother and one took his mother's life.
So what is it? What's in the Kool-Aid today?
In Maywood?
What is it that we're doing today in raising our young people that they even have the the thought of doing something to the mother, to the parent, to the guardian.
Wanda, here it is. Let's just face the fact. When you take the discipline away, you are promoting lawlessness amongst our children, amongst our communities. Then they become the prey. And so when we see this level of disrespect for the law, disrespect for order, you know, now we got a bigger problem that not you can't come to the parents to fix because it has spread like a cancer into the community.
Yeah.
I mean, if they to take their own mama life, what's your life worth?
Nothing. Nothing.
That's my point. You're right.
Nothing.
Right.
And young people discipline, and they need a controlled environment.
Yeah.
Right.
But they need.
The man comes to the window and say, you know, get away from my car. And the fellow said, get your ass back in the house. You taking this car? You told the other guy to shoot him. Kill him.
Right.
That's my stuff. And you just gonna come over here and just take it.
And the thing is, if adult did the reverse, Johnny mama gonna be crying, you kill my baby.
Right.
Johnny is such a good baby.
Hmm.
Right.
How good of a kid he was. One, I have worked in high schools and I was just undone at 57 years old. I have a little 16-year-old say, you know, you can't have your staff that's older than us coming here and think we just automatically got to give them respect. They got to earn respect if they want to be respected. What? You don't know. I had to hold myself.
I know.
And that they are empowered to be, that's just ignorant, you know?
Yeah.
And out at the level of disrespect that our children are at, we had better put a stop sign up real fast, real quick. Other than that, it's spill over into communities where all of us gonna have to take a 12-year-old serious.
Yes, yeah. Right. Oh, Lord. I was just wondering if anybody else was experiencing what I was experiencing with these young people, because I mean, they'll look you right in your face.
Oh yeah.
And almost, you know, like almost dare you. What you want me to stop talking?
But Wanda, let's go psychologically. What we're doing to our kids. Because discipline is not to make them unhappy. It's not to rock their boat.
Exactly.
I'm breaking.
You breaking up, Roxy. Come back. I can't hear you. Breaking up.
She's so excited. She's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because part of our to train up our children, right? And so even in discipline, it's not to hurt them, it's not to make them unhappy, angry, none of those emotions should even be factored in.
Right.
It is to show them how to deal with conflict resolution. When there's a conflict,
that's it.
We are teaching them conflict resolution. And when someone's in a higher authority than you, the conflict ought to end on your side because you're not going to win. Now, when you do the LaShawn Ford and they say, well, heck, you know what? You're going to have to fight me head up. We got problems, Murphy.
Yeah, we do. We have problems. Yeah, we got problems. And it's almost like, and I'm sure that they will, somehow they're going to become aware of this bill. And they're going to want to support that.
But I'm just hurt as a parent that this kind of stuff goes against us trying to set the foundation of good behavior in our children, because that's all discipline is trying to do, is to restore them back to a healthy behavior.
Exactly.
I have a whoop on my child and it's hitting them up in the billy club.